Hey guys, once again, it's our 13th hour of live streaming out of 48. So we are not even close to half of this stream, and we have a new guest with us today. This one everybody knows. It's Sean Smith. Hey Sean.
Hey, what's going on, Lazar? Is it cool if I put you guys on a story real quick?
Sure, of course.
All right, dude. I've been having fun with these stories and just I don't know, dude. They're kind of they're just fun to do, man. Hold on.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, dude. Let me put it on. All right, here we go. Let's switch it around. What's going on, guys? I'm here with Lazar. I'm on the Sellers Alley 48. Hey, what's up, Lazar? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, we're about to talk some Prime Day PPC tactics. So, check out the Sellers Alley 48-hour live stream. We're on the 13th hour. Cool, dude. Hold on, PPC tips. We'll just do that. All right, man. I was just like, let's try it. All right, cool, dude. Share it to the squad. There we go. Awesome, man. Thank you.
Nice. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I got my work. I worked out. I got had some funky sleep, but slept in a little bit just to make up for it. Had a coaching call with my students, and I got a lot of energy, so I'm feeling good. How about you, man?
Nice. I started give me just a second. Yeah, it's like 9 p.m. my time now. We started 9 a.m., which is like midnight LA time. So I'm better than I expected. I never did live stream ever, and this is a story that I already talked to Norm and I was speaking it to I don't know I'm this is the fifth time that I'm talking about this today, and we for the first stream we decided to do a 48-hour stream because why not? And
you're gonna stay up the whole time, right?
No. I'm obviously going to get some sleep at some point, and the team, what guys that you can see in the office, they're not working 48 hours. They work in shifts. It's
I got you. Yep.
Yeah, it's a 40 team member team, and that's a lot of guys, and we share a screen for we're filming 4 or 5 of them at once. So they're having a shift. Yeah.
So 4 or 5 are going at once. I'm not the only one right now. It's a simultaneous thing.
No. Give me just a second to show you. See on the right side. There are always 3-4 people that are working.
Yep.
So cool. Out of 40, and we're working.
Oh, I see. So 3 or 4, and then they rotate.
Yeah.
So 4 or 5 people working at a time.
Yeah, basically the main idea about this live stream, one of the ideas was clients ask do you guys work at this time or that time? Can we expect that somebody is going to take care of our account? And we work in shifts.
Yep.
And since we work in shifts, I was Prime Day is a big thing. We should do a live stream since obviously everybody's going to be there. Yep. We're going to have streaming from the office while I'm sleeping, obviously without me talking. I need to get some rest at some point. But apart from that, it's crazy. And I reached out to Trustio and I was guys, would you like to sponsor something really stupid? And they're sure, give us more information. We're full into it. I'm okay, so, and the funny part is I'm pretty sure that nobody ever did 48-hour stream about Amazon, especially about Prime Day. I even reached out to Amazon and I was guys, we're doing streaming about Prime Day for 48 hours, and they're wow, that's really nice. Unfortunately, I told them about it yesterday because I'm an idiot, If I did,
you gave me some. It was a couple days ago. It was pretty short notice, I think, right?
Yeah, we decided to do it on Wednesday. And
Danny hit me up. Danny McMillan hit me up on it.
Yeah,
Danny's got the plug.
Yeah. So we were sitting in the office and what are we going to do? Literally on Wednesday, and they're why don't we do live streaming? And I'm sure. And like we organized everything in like a couple of days. And as I said, like it's the first stream ever for us, and like we're experiencing a lot of challenges, including like not knowing that you need to get some credentials for YouTube streaming. And like some really noob stuff like that one, or like I don't know if you knew that like if you wanted to stream over 8 hours on Facebook, they are going to automatically like end it.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's a big one, you know.
That's a huge one.
yeah, it kind of messes up everything. So, but overall, after like 5 hours, we're good with this. Like we know what
figured out all the kinks. Yeah, figured out all the little things.
Yeah, we figured out like all the small stuff, especially like when like for Facebook, like link changes every 8 hours, which is kind of bad.
Oh,
if you want to share
every 8 hours, yep.
Yeah, we need to create a new link because we're like basically starting a new stream on Facebook. But on the other hand, when you're doing it on YouTube, like for now, I think it's 24 hours or maybe even 48. I don't know.
On
like
YouTube?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell it to you in like 35 hours. Like if it's going to end or not.
You message
like,
in 35 hours.
yeah. Like it's crazy, but it's working, and like it's fun, and like we're having casual talks, and it's like not like super stressed and pumped because like people are already having enough stress with Prime Day, and like this Prime Day is a kind of different Prime Day comparing to the regular ones that you have during the summer.
Yep.
Like, what's your like view on Prime Day this year, and like what people should like take care of, and like should they like double check, triple check, or like whatever?
Yeah, like on the PPC side and stuff like that.
Whichever side you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, like any value, it's like we don't want to be like, oh, you need to take care of budgets and bids, because everybody's going to tell you like take care of the budgets and bids, and because like you're going to spend more, like really. So we want to see something that like others are not saying, like to provide real value here.
Cool. Yeah. So don't talk about budgets and bids, man. That was one thing I was going to talk about, but I won't talk about that.
Well, if you were in the stream with Brent, he talked about that.
Oh, okay. So what I'll do is I'll dig into the recesses of my mind and find something unique here. So okay. So one thing, and I mean, I don't know if anybody's talking about this, was kind of like what we've been doing on our end to prepare for Prime Day for sponsored brands video. And the only reason is, anybody mentioned that one yet? Or
we talked about video, how awesome it is to have videos, but like nobody talked about your strategy.
Yeah. So what? Sorry, cracking me up, man. So like, you know, one of the big things that I saw, I don't know if anybody else has saw this, but like for one of our, you know, we've analyzed like several products like sponsored brands video performance. And one piece of data that like really stood out to me was that 60% of ad sales came from sponsored brands video for one of our products. We had double the conversion rate. So about, you know, half the ACOS, around the similar CPC. And since I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I've never seen that type of advertising take up that much traffic against sponsored products. So what we did was, one of the things about sponsored brand video that's really interesting is its limitations. You can't scale it with software or bulk files, right? So like you have to do it manually, man. And so you have to optimize the bids and launch the campaigns manually. Just, you got to grab the shovel and go back and dig the dirt, man. And so, dude, that's what we did. You know, really, like one of the big limitations is you can't create multiple ad groups. And so like you can only put 1,000 keywords per campaign. And so that takes forever, man. But that's what we're doing, man. Like we, you know, coming into this like Prime Day and holiday season, we've been rolling out like we'll have some products that have like over 3,000 search terms that have converted at least once or more in the last 60 days. And so we'll be rolling out like, dude, tons of sponsored brands video campaigns, and we do super aggressive bids. And because, dude, after seeing that 60% of traffic came from it, we were like, dude, let's let's see what we can do across the board, man. And so, yeah, dude, it's manual, but we're doing it. And I think it gives us an advantage just because a lot of people probably aren't going to launch that many campaigns. And dude, it's sophisticated because you've got the search term reports now. You've got sponsored brands video, you got sponsored brands, sponsored products. We're aggregating all three of those and finding search terms and then deduplicating them against sponsored brands video keywords. That way we've got a clean set that we're not duplicating. And that takes a lot of time and energy. And you got to do it at the individual product level. So man, that's, I think, one thing that's going to really help us. And we're really pushing forward with lots of testing on sponsored brands video. That was just because we saw the rails. We were going to do that whether or not Prime Day was here, but it made it more of an urgency, and it's just something that prepares us, gives us a little bit of an advantage, I feel like.
Yeah, just because also because others are not willing to go like that extra mile.
Yep,
it helps as well,
Dude, nobody wants to click the buttons, man. You know what I mean? Like nobody, you know what I mean, dude? Like it's like, you got no softwares can do sponsored brands video. You know what I mean? So and a lot of service providers probably aren't going that extra far. And so, we're making sure that we're ahead of the game, dude, because we want those campaigns to have history and so that they're well optimized. So when everybody else rolls it out, we're still good to go, man. Yeah, you got to it's a whole different game, dude. You got to grab the shovel again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. That's completely different stuff. And I mentioned during the day that for us, video is doing insanely good in so many cases. Also because it's such a huge real estate. It's really big thing when
gosh, dude, they're massive. Absolutely. Yeah. Dude, those ads, when I pull them up on mobile or desktop, dude, they're just big Mac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need to click on it.
You need to click on it, man. It's like a Big Mac. It's right in front of you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's no cheeseburger. That's a Big Mac right there. It's a supersized me ad right there.
Yeah, and also not everybody is willing to create videos.
Yep.
Either they don't have resources to do it or time or I don't know, whatever. But as a matter of fact, you don't need huge resources to create some solid videos there and to convert. Obviously you can use your camera, but you need to improve them just a bit more to look a bit more professional. But there are a lot of services that can provide that kind of service in a short period of time and not to overcharge you basically. And they would pay off.
Yeah. So what we've been doing, so there's a couple methods we've been using. I would say number one is Amazon has a free service, the Amazon Creative Builder Beta. It's not it's pretty, it's not great. It's a slideshow and it basically takes your images and your bullets and they just kind of alternate. So we've tested those. That's a free one. Then there's softwares like Animoto, where you can drag and drop and things like that. And then, there's affordable services, I'm sure, out there as well. We've mainly used in-house. My clients use their own consultants or whatever. And then we've tested the Creative Builder as well. And we've kind of played around with it, see what's working, what's not.
To be honest, we tried Amazon's tool as well. But I felt it was 1999 once again. It's dial-up world once again. I really didn't like it. It's really bad slides, going letters going this way and image that way, and
yeah, it's just an alternating thing. We're getting some decent results with it for a couple of accounts, but you're right, man. It's not the most sophisticated. And then I've got some accounts I work with that just have these killer videos. I mean, so I want to watch them, not even to buy it.
You don't want to click because you want to watch the whole video.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. I'm wow, this is so good. The music's good. And the transitions, it's beautiful, man. And that helps with them conversion rates, man. And then, yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. Sponsored Brands video it's nuts, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Do you maybe use custom image in sponsor brands?
No, we don't use that much.
You should. We use it, and like we tested it a lot, and for us it worked pretty well. And just like videos, it makes your product look more sophisticated and like increase, like it looks like more expensive than it really is at some points.
Yep.
Depending on the product. So yeah.
Well, dude, I can do that. I can do that, brother. Test custom image. And then other than that, man, hold on, I'm trying to think of anything else out there. I don't know. I don't want to beat a dead horse, man. So tell me if I'm, like repeating what other people are saying. Seems
like dude, like we have a lot of people. Like if you think like you're in like the last group of people, we have, after you, give me just a second to count, like 19 more speakers. So like you're in a pretty good position at this point.
Cool. Let me think here. Like, I don't know, man, for Prime Day, one of the things outside of budgets and bids, we just made sure to like sync up with people on the deals that they're running. You know what I mean? Basically like figure out, hey, how's this going to affect our product profit margins? What are our anticipated daily sales? I mean, tell me if this is unique or not, but the way that we do budgets is we just usually cap it as a percentage of the forecasted total sales for the day. So that's how we do it. I don't know.
That's pretty unique. That's pretty unique.
Cool. Yeah. So what we do is, basically what I do is I have a call, with the accounts I work with, and I say, hey man, what deals are we running? What do we forecast our sales to be that day? And they'll say like, oh, X amount of dollars. And then what we do is we have a agreed upon percentage of ad spend that we want to spend that day. And we cap the daily budget at that percentage. I watch the accounts throughout the day. Like today I'll check up on them. But really what we're trying to do is like, we're trying not to overspend, primarily because historically, and this isn't new, Amazon tends to have you over, their suggestions are pretty aggressive in terms of increasing bids and increasing budgets. And so we always try to preserve profit margin. And plus, like, dude, honestly, like I've done so much testing with this, and there's like this thing called, I don't know if this is unique or not either. You tell me, man. Just tell me just guide me along the way. So there's this
I can tell what we're doing. Like I didn't know for everybody.
So there's this thing, I call it the PPC, point of diminishing returns. I'm sure anybody in the space would it's just the name. It's an economics term, but basically like I just named it that. But basically like what we're always doing.
It's a sophisticated name, I have to say.
Yeah. I always like to. I love doing stuff like that. So like, I would say, so basically what we're always looking for is where, like, because Amazon, so advertising sales, PPC sales does help with organic visibility, but there's a cap on that. And even at a low ACoS, there's a cap on that. So there is a point where like you just keep spending and the organic doesn't move, even if you have a low ACoS. So basically what happens is even though you have this low ACoS, you're eating into your organic sales. So ultimately your profit goes down. So that's like something that's top of mind for me, especially with mature accounts that I work with. I'm always trying to figure out, these products are so mature. Where's our point of diminishing return? And so we're always testing different ad spend percentages to figure out, like a good example is we ran like a 14-day test where we bumped it up from 7% of the 7-day average total sales to 10%. We did 14 days. And guess what? Nothing really happened. So like basically what happened was sales were very similar, but our PPC sales went up. And so our profit margins went down because our PPC to organic ratio went up. And so that's why I don't, even with a low ACoS, man, like a lot of people will say like, oh, if it's a low ACoS, just keep pushing it. I don't necessarily like, that's not 100% of the time for us, because we've seen with low ACoS stuff, sometimes it doesn't grow that top line. So always looking for that, man. And it's a moving target that you're always trying to like, navigate. And it's kind of cool because it keeps you on your toes, man, especially with those mature accounts. Always true.
Yeah, we called it like cannibalizing sales from organic.
Cannibalization, yep.
Yeah, like for us, it's like super important to have like different metric tracked every week, and one of them is like PPC sales as a percentage of overall sales.
Yep.
That's a really big for us. So we want to and from our experience and from data that we have, like we can see like what's the right percentage that you want to be in. Like like when we do an audit of the account, we check that number and we see basically at which stage of like life is the account or that product. Because like when you have something that is completely new, like you're a new brand, most of the sales are going to come from PPC because you're going to rely heavily on like your efforts to make sales.
Yep.
Obviously. And when you're a huge brand, like I don't know, some huge brand, like that percentage is going to be like 5 or 10%. Yeah, I don't know, Samsung. So like it's going to be like 5 or 10%, which is nothing. Yep. Like for somebody that is like solid in sales and like okay brand, it's like normal to be between like 35 to 45%. Like if we see that number going above, and like you're like 7-figure seller and you have like 60% of sales coming from PPC, there's something wrong. Like we want to double check, like, is there anything else that can be done with organics? Like, can we push organic a bit more? Like we don't do organic stuff. We come to a client and tell him like, okay, see, like what we can do here is exactly what you said. Like we can try to slow down PPC a bit to see if we're going to drop with organic sales as well, or if they're going to stay the same, like we're doing a good thing, basically. Like
we're increasing the margins. And we haven't affected it. Yeah, and that's good for like people to know for even Prime Day. Know what your average PPC to organic ratio is, and then benchmark that against what you've done on Prime Day. Because man, dude, I've been in situations where like, like during holidays and stuff, where people would be like, just unlimited budget for these specific days, and then their margins just don't do well because like they overspend, man. They get tons of PPC sales and, it looks all great. But like when they look at their bottom line, the cannibalization rate is just huge. So that's why we cap things, man, to keep the margin there.
What do you think, like would you consider to be like a good strategy to sell a lot of stuff during Prime Day, like 10, 50 times more products than usual with no margins, like to be non-profitable? Like, is that something that you would consider to be like positive thing or not?
Wait, sorry, you were kind of cutting out there, Lazar. Sorry, man.
So let's say that usually on average daily you sell like 100 units. Yeah. And on Prime Day you sell like 2,000 units, but without profit. Like, is that a strategy that you would do so you can have like more traction for future sales, or like, I don't know, is that something that you would do?
Oh, like basically like figure out a way to like keep the volume up after Prime Day? Yeah. Honestly, man, like we just focus on, like, we know there's going to be a huge multiple just because it happens natural. And like if you're doing deals, that's great. But the thing is, even when you do deals, like we've got like some people that we work with that are going to be on the front page of Amazon and stuff like that, and they're going to sell so many units, right? But our job is to preserve the margin. And so we always cap that ad spend. And, we just make sure so one thing we do is what we will be doing in kind of towards the holidays is increasing the ad spend to revenue ratio. So tacos, they also call it that as well. So basically like, during our off season, it'll be this percentage, but during holidays, we want to move more units. So we'll increase that percentage. And so I just look at the 7-day window of the previous sales and I multiply it by that percentage and cap our daily spend. So we'll bring it down. So to keep the volume up, there's nothing honestly specific that we do. It's just deals, man. And usually it like comes naturally. We just make sure that we do increase the ad spend to revenue ratio. So we increase our ad spend. And we just make sure that ad spend is distributed to the keywords that we want it to. When you start to scale, man, it's hard to control spend distribution. And so that's something that we always deal with as well, right? When you've got like thousands of campaigns and you've got like, tons of products in there, controlling the distribution to each product is real tricky. And so we'll look into like optimizing to get ad spend distribution into different areas. And if we launch more ad types, so like since we're launching all these sponsored brands video, we're going to increase our ad spend to rev ratio so that we can like distribute those funds to those video ads.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And also like I know this is not a PPC thing, but like when it comes to Prime Day or Black Friday or Cyber Monday, like what do you think like are the reviews that you're getting during these days as good as the ones that you get like on a regular days? Or like people that are buying on these days are usually looking for deals.
Yep.
And they're searching for like cheaper price.
Yep.
Do you think that people that are buying in those days are going to leave like lower star rating comparing to like the regular one?
Dude, I don't know, man. I wish I did. I do advertising, bro. I'm in a bubble. Your boy's in a bubble. So I would say like your boy's in a bubble. I'm a bubble boy. You know what I'm saying? So like I would say like but I think that's a good question because like since I do work with pretty significant accounts, I do get insight into other things. So like to my knowledge, Lazar, like based on the feedback that I get from the people I work with, I don't think it affects things, to be honest. I will say I think a lot of people get kind of like leading up to Prime Day, people get kind of like they ask the question, are people's sales down and things like that? But like, experienced sellers and people who've been in the game know that there's a slowdown leading up to it. And so you've got to be okay with that. And so you could, I mean, in a way, one negative thing you could do up to Prime Day is really optimize down aggressively before Prime Day, which could negatively affect things. So one thing people could do is, because I have a bunch of students in my program, and that's one of their common questions, and I've seen it kind of floating around was, is everybody seeing like lower sales and all that stuff? And we're seeing it as well. But that's because on the leading up to it, like they want the deals or whatever, so they do the add to carts and all that stuff, and they're not buying. And so if you like maybe decrease your bids and go down aggressively to get your ACoS down, it could negatively affect you on Prime Day and take you out of the ad auction. So keeping steady, I think, is a good idea leading up to those holidays. And that's what we'll do. We'll do like higher ACoS target. Like I'll be like, hey, our ACoS is higher, but it's for this reason. We're just going to keep optimizations as usual. And just that way we don't need to we don't negatively affect things.
Cool. I'm trying to ask you like non-common questions, like something that you wouldn't probably be asked. Like the other thing, like how you guys in your team like deal with the stress during Prime Day and big dates like this one, seeing a lot of spend but no sales because of the 72-hour discrepancy? Like, do like I know that like less experienced PPC specialists like start like instantly to decrease spend, start to decreasing bids and budgets. Like, what do you do?
I just sit here. I don't know. I don't do anything. Like I just don't do it. I don't know. Like, stress doesn't achieve anything for me. Stress is a tool, right? So too much of it and it negatively affects you, but you need it to keep you motivated. And so stress isn't bad, but it's a tool. And so like, that's how I think of stress. I always try to control it. And so like my goal is like, if I get a bunch of stress, I need to figure out why I have it and where to utilize that energy. And so I don't usually stress too much, man. I'll be honest, we make sure that, we know what the percentage is spent and we're going to spend it that day. And, you have to look at, in business, you're not compensated, you're not compensated on like, how you perform in one day. You're compensated on the years you've worked and things like that. And so that's what I think about. Like, if I've been working with account for a few years and we've always consistently got good results, like today won't be different, man. And you're right, the data attribution and lag and all that stuff, but we'll be fine, man. We're just going to make a bunch of money and that's it.
That's a huge thing that you said. Like that's something that people usually neglect, and that's really, really important what you said. Like literally, we can print it and place it. No, it's absolutely true. Like it's not going to, like nothing bad is going to happen. Like if previous days were perfect, and like if you work super hard to get to one point, like there is no chance to go like in completely opposite way. It's just like crazy to see the numbers. That's
it. I just, whatever, man. I know how Amazon works. I've been doing this for years, man. Like, and when I think about like my history with stress, having lots of we've all been there. We've all had like tons of stress. So like, when I think about my history of stress, I'm like, man, like too much stress doesn't accomplish anything. It just doesn't, man. It eats away at your energy. You only have a certain amount of energy, man, when you wake up in the morning. And so I need to make sure that I control it and distribute it equally throughout where it needs to go. And so, I've been stressed, man. I've been, the boy's been catatonic at some points. You know what I'm saying? So
I know, like I can tell you that like I changed offices 4 times in a year and a half. So like no need to explain anything more than that. So that's wild, like dude. An office every 4 months or so. So like
I know, man. And I just, I've been through, stress has eaten away at me, man, at some points, man, to like a debilitating point. But it was good to learn, man. And now I know you gotta, it's good to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Stress is like one of those things that I need to really know very well. And so, to people out there who are managing stuff and they're worried, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it too much. If you've done good historically, you're going to do good today. And if something happens, it's an opportunity to solve a really hard problem.
Yeah. That's really good advice. That's really good advice for everybody that is listening to this.
You're definitely throwing the uncommon questions, Lazar, and I love it.
I told you because like everybody is asking more or less the same stuff, but like this is like from the back end. And because like I remember first time when I started working on Amazon PPC, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. Like I worked super hard on Google Ads before that and on Bing, and those are like completely different beasts comparing to Amazon, especially at that period when I like saying like Amazon at that point was like retarded younger brother of Google. So which is true because like Amazon at that point wanted to be like Google, but like it didn't work. Literally anything like they. Like you wanted to click somewhere and it missed button for it. Like literally.
Wow. I didn't go that far back. I haven't been around that long.
Like I'm pretty sure you've been in Amazon PPC space for like a period where there were no negative keywords and stuff like that.
Yep, and only like one match type. And I've been in about 4.5 years, so around where you're at, man.
That's more or less it. So it's completely different. Like when you see that kind of stuff and you're like, what's going on here? And like it's such a long way that Amazon made. And like last 6 months or like this year, insane like improvements in everything. Like it's a real mature platform. And like it's like I'm not even sure that I should call it like a mature platform because platform is changing all the time. Like we have AMS and advertising, and like we have some different platforms. Like interface is changing all the time.
Yep, and I think it's like good. I think that like dude, I've talked to like hundreds of Amazon sellers, consultants, agents, like 1 hour phone calls with these people, and deep dives into stuff. And I'm always surprised at how some people aren't even up to date on kind of what's going on. And, it's not a bad thing. It's just that like, it's such an advantage for the people who are, like you said, keeping up with all the, because this year has been a big year in terms of like feature updates, ad type rollouts, inventory, things like that. And so to keep up with that takes a lot of time and energy, man. And I'll tell you this, man, people are busy. So to create time to learn that and test it, man, that's tough. And so it gives the people that do it like quite an advantage, man. Keeps them ahead of the game. That's the ultimate Prime Day preparation right there. No, I'm just joking. It's maybe not the ultimate, but it's a good one.
Yeah, I remember I was making jokes with Brent. Like I used to post like Optimus Prime. Like this is why like never forget. Like for the Prime Day, but yeah, it's a really stupid joke. But they really liked it. Yeah. So, do you think like do you think like that this Prime Day is going to be like a peak with sales and everything comparing to the other days? Like when you look at this year, like sales went through the roof, all the numbers went through the roof. Like because like obviously we had as a planet we had like a lot of problems. Like
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, do you think it's just going to be like a small like bump, or is it going to be like huge peak?
I think that this is a good question, man. Hold on. Let me like do some quick reflection, man. Because you have to think, like you said, you have to think about what's going on in the world, man. Oh man, that's a really good question, dude. Dude, think about the variables involved. So you've got like Amazon's logistics, you know, that's involved, right? So that affects everything, but they're pretty good, dude. They've been keeping ahead of the game. They're killing it. And then you think about, I mean, oh, dude, I don't want to say so because if I'm wrong, you know, people are gonna.
Yeah, everybody's going to be like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
No, it's like brainstorming in front of others. Like,
yeah, because like it's like, you know, during that time period, you know, certain products took off, certain products didn't take off. I have a feeling that what's probably going to happen is we're going to see like a spike in markets maybe that we've never seen before, which we've already seen, but I think it's going to be kind of like inflated during Prime Day. For example, PPE or anything related to like staying at home. Like that stuff has really taken off. So I think those categories are going to do extremely well on Prime Day. The other categories, I don't know if like they're going to have as big of I think it's going to be significant. Like it's going to do well, but I don't know. But I think it's an advantage for people who are selling products that are like very friendly to what's going on in the world today. And we've seen, oh man, accounts go nuts with some products. It's
every
crazy.
Direction.
Oh man, this has been a weird year, man. Such a weird year.
Yeah, but I feel like that eventually sellers are like strange type of beasts. They figure out everything after 2 weeks. Like they like everybody was hit with so many troubles and everything, and like 2 weeks later, like we're good to go. Like we know how to deal with this thing.
We haven't had that. Well, and I guess it depends on the channel as well. So like we've had multi-channel accounts we work with where they really took hits in other areas. Amazon did a great job of responding to what's going on, but other channels maybe not so much.
Ooh,
so
which one is like the one that you think was like hit the most?
I don't
Shopify or like
I don't know specifically, but I do know that I've worked with accounts where they've had to like seriously downsize and you have dealt with some troubles, man. In terms of and had to get the those loans. There's like these loans in the US that help cover your payroll that like end up it's like a grant or a loan. I've got PPP or something like that. I don't know where they come up with these acronyms, man. But the triple P, I think that's it because I never ended up getting it because I didn't really need it because I don't have like a physical products business. But you know, I know a lot of people did it. But yeah, some people got hit a little harder than others, man, for sure. And I've talked to a lot of people, and you know, I've seen some businesses, you know, have some issues, man. I think the reason Amazon sellers did so well is because Amazon did so well in responding to everything. Like, dude, they were this is crazy. They were one of the first people like to announce that like they restricted travel for their employees outside of business or something like that. They took it like early on before anything happened. You know, Bezos kind of laid out this policy or whatever. So they were really ahead of things, I feel like. And they did a great job of like adapting to it. There was that window of like the April 21st, the were those shipping times or whatever?
Yeah, it felt like 25 or 30 days for shipping, but like as I remember, nobody got like their stuff in 30 days. It was like more or less like 7 to 10 days, but like I'm pretty sure that Amazon like wanted to be like absolutely sure that they're not going to screw something up, and like we're going to place 30 days and like to be absolutely sure that everybody's going to get their stuff in time.
Over good rule of thumb for any services business.
Yeah, well, if you're that big, I'm pretty sure that you can afford to write that kind of stuff.
Dude, they control the whole thing, man. So yeah, dude. I don't know. I think it's going to be good for some, and maybe, I don't know. It's tricky, man. These are some hard questions, man. Some of them are hard. Some of them I will say, man, you said you were going to throw me some like uncommon questions, man. And you delivered, which I like. I like it. Cause like, I have to like think, you know what I mean? Like, which I like.
Yeah, it's a bit different. It's a different perspective because like basically this is the core because like when it comes to strategies, all the strategies are like there is no universal one that is going to work for everybody.
Yep.
Like, the whole point of all of this is like to make people think how to fix problems and like how to take different perspectives and how to look at stuff from different angles. That's the whole idea of basically everything that you should do to like I remember when I was a kid, like when I studied at the university, and I used to work part-time in one like store just like Best Buy and like Serbian way, like way smaller, like 20-30 shops, and like they had an idea of like changing like store manager. Like they didn't change store manager, but you would get a visit of other store manager as like you're a store manager and you get a visit from another store manager every 30 days to see like how you arranged TVs and like other stuff like computers and so on. Because like when you're stuck with your stuff every day and like you're used to something and like you find that one order, like one way how to deal with stuff is the right way how to do it. And like occasionally you need to have somebody like to shake you up and to say like, let's try something else and like let's see what you can do if you move this way and that kind of stuff. Basically that's the reason why I ask you those questions, like so people would start thinking in maybe different way about their products.
Dude, I love it, man. And you're totally right, man. You got to have different perspectives, and you've got to get like different perspectives from the right people. And it like opens you up, man. I mean, I can think of so many examples where, I'd listen to someone or had a conversation with someone and they really widened me up. And over the past, like even in Amazon advertising, if I think about when I started to where I am now, the amount of information that I've eaten or accumulated and processed, it's so wide. And so it's like, wow, imagine how much more there is out there, man. It's like, dude, knowledge is like treasure hunting every day, man.
Yeah, and that's why it's fun, Yeah,
like, it is fun, dude.
Yeah, like when I talk to like PPC guys, like they all share like senior PPC guys, they all share like one trait. Like for PPC, like you either like really hate it, like that's like your horror story in life, like thinking about PPC, and the other group of people like that imagine like Excel spreadsheets and all of that, like softwares and stuff like that. It's like so creative thing, and like you can become so creative just because like you're fully aware of current situation. Like there are so many options to do so many different stuff, and you can explore in so many different ways and like test everything all the time and like to challenge everything, like EA Sports would say. So yeah.
Yeah, dude, I feel the same way, man. Like I studied like nutrition. I didn't know anything about pivot tables. I didn't even really know much about Excel when I started. And, now I have a software and you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Like I know how to use Excel and like, I have all these different things that I never thought would ever be possible, 4.5 years ago, man. And, Amazon advertising, it made it possible, man. It's a great market, dude. It really is. It's like, it's so young, and there's like, it's just like, I don't know, man. When I started, it was just kind of like, there was no like regulation. There still isn't. It's still pretty like wild, wild west, which is kind of cool. It is, man. It's cool, man. Like, you think of like becoming like an engineer or a doctor, like the barriers to entry. Like you got to have a degree, you got to go through all these hours, with Amazon advertising, man, you you got to know how to like talk to somebody and get them to, you know, let you use some PPC, and then, you know, maybe help them out and then charge them. It's like totally, and it can happen so fast, man. It's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, dude. Super.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. So, man, I'm not really sure if that you were like that we are talking for 45 minutes now. And for me, it was like really super fast, and like it's time to have a short break. And thank you so much for being a guest today, and for sharing your knowledge and your perspective on anything. Like, is there anything else that you would like to add, or you would like people to reach out to you, or on any way, or like, is there anything that you would like to say to our viewers?
Gee, I don't. One thing, my mom. No, I'm just joking. Nah, man. I don't have anything. Just enjoy your Prime Day, man. You know, it's stressful and things like that, but you know, it's such a great, you know, the simple fact that you have the opportunity to experience a Prime Day is a great thing. So just enjoy it, and you know, hopefully you make some money, and you know, that's it. And I think that, you know, I hope everybody's doing well. That's pretty much all I have to say, man. Is there, yeah. Is there anything, you know, you anything specific you want me to say?
No, it's perfect. Thank you so much.
Cool, man. Yeah, dude. All right, Lazard. What do I do now? I don't know, never done.
No worries. I'm going to ban you.
Okay.
I'm just
going to be on the list somewhere. I'm going to be on Lazard's ban list somewhere. No more live streams for him.
Thank you so much, man, and thank you for all the laughs and like information that you shared.
I know, dude. All right, Lazard. Enjoy. Later, brother. Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.